Dubai is perceived by the world as a new city, but in fact its history goes back over 5,000 years. Archaeologists have unearthed a series of exciting and mysterious discoveries across the emirate, including this former port and trading hub in Jumeirah, known as the White City.
When they discovered the city for the first time, they noticed that the walls of the buildings in Jumeirah was plastered, as you see here, was plastered from outside and inside by this white plaster.
Yeah.
So they imagined the city during the Abbasid period, and they thought that it looks like a white city in the shore of the Gulf.
And tell me about this building here. What would this have been used for?
It was like a lodge, small hotel, for the traders, for the people who are coming in the commercial route to Mesopotamia to rest here.
The Jumeirah archaeological site dates back to the Abbasid period, which is 10th century AD. Now, the geographical location of this site is really important. It sits on the shoreline of Dubai, but also on the major trade route between Mesopotamia, India and Oman. It also sits in between the Arabic and Indian peninsula.
This site, this building is very important. Why? Because if you look inside, you will see that it has a huge open court in the middle. This court in the middle, you know, for the traders, for the people who are coming here to live, to stay 1 night, 2 nights, to, you know, to sit together.
The 80,000 square metre site sits in the shadow of the Burj Khalifa and imposing Dubai skyline, emphasising the comparison between old and new worlds. The circular and semicircular tower supports reflect the prosperity of the inhabitants of the time, who will have been a mixture of locals and passing tradesmen. A variety of silver coins, pottery, copper, glass and stone artefacts have been excavated. One of the largest and most important Islamic sites ever discovered in the Gulf, it's also home to the oldest mosque discovered in the UAE.
What do these buildings tell us about the civilization of the Abbasid period? What kind of people were they?
You know, always the main feature of a city, Islamic city, during this period contains of what? The ruler residential house, the lodge or the caravanserai, and then the 2 important things, the mosque and the market. The mosque for praying and the market for exchanging their goods and trading what they were doing and making here.
Across town in the desert, Saruq al-Hadid is regarded as the jewel in the crown of archaeological discoveries in Dubai. This ancient industrial metallurgical centre dates back to the Iron Age and indicates that Dubai was a global trading hub.
Everybody thinking Dubai only 50, 60 years or 100 years old. But when you go deep in the civilization of the world, you can see Dubai more than 7,000 years. There's some like infrastructure to invite people for trading. That's the important things. Even the mentality of the people here, they're open-minded. You can invite anybody to make trade.
Over 18,000 copper, bronze and iron objects have been found on the site, which are now homed in the Saruq al-Hadid Museum in the Shindaga area next to Dubai Creek. One of the standout treasures is this gold ring, which has inspired the Expo 2020 logo. Hatta is located 115 kilometers from Dubai City. It's a beautiful oasis surrounded by mountains. Archaeologists have uncovered some of the oldest finds in the region here, tombs dating back to 3000 BC.
We have more than here 80 tombs. Some of them are restored, as you see behind us. This type of the shape of tombs, we call it the beehive shape. Looks like, you know, a dome with a small, narrow entrance, and it has domed, vaulted burial chamber, and they were buried the deceased inside it in a fetal position. Some of the tombs we found remains of skeletons, we found remains of their offerings, which they put with the deceased, like, you know, decorated shells, like beads, like some bronze artifacts. They put with the deceased to be with them afterlife.
Dubai is a city steeped in history uncovered and ready and waiting to be rediscovered by today's visitors and modern-day settlers.